Kind of reminds me of the Bible. And Jacob, the son of, and begot.
Bible teacher Sunday school. So their last name were Begots?
Yeah.
Okay, they were the Begots.
Yeah, there's... I never thought about that. That's like Betterman and the Creeds.
I'm from the Begot.
We're the Bettermans.
I'm from the Begot clan.
Yeah.
Coming to you from 125 Carver in Waco, Texas, it's the Riverside Weekly. We hope your time with us today is thought-provoking, spiritually challenging, and a life-changing experience. Our discussions are fun, real, and at times very uncomfortable. We highly encourage all of our guests and listeners to like and subscribe, and please ring the bell. Now, here are your hosts, Pastor Cello and Pastor Mia.
Good morning! It's Wednesday, and today we're here with the Riverside Weekly Podcast. So glad you could join us this morning. Hope you guys enjoy us, tuning in with us on every platform that you have. If you're listening by via audio, meaning iTunes podcast,
I was like,
Spotify.
Where are we on audio?
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Twitch, Snitch. I was going to say the other word.
Which?
Halloween's over.
Halloween's over.
All right. Just, man, so glad you guys are joining us, man. Thank you guys for subscribing, liking, and sharing, man. Hitting the bell. Appreciate you guys tuning in every week. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Good morning.
Good morning. Guys, he's going to have to be the loud one today because I am just like, I'm having one of those days, where my hair just didn't work out. I bit my lip. My shirt is sideways or my eyes are crooked and my shirt messed up.
Maybe your eyes are crooked and you're sideways.
Maybe. I don't know. I had a joke for it and I already lost that too. So, that's how it is today.
These are some pretty good crackers.
Are they?
Yeah, really
Thanks.
good.
You're making lots of noise getting them out.
Sorry. I'm going to take them all out right now.
Okay. So that we don't have to hear it? Mm-hmm. Why didn't you take them out before the show?
I don't know. Remember we did an episode?
I don't know.
No, I'm saying, do you remember the episode?
Too loud.
Do you remember the episode that we did and I was holding on to a cookie?
Yeah, because you wanted to eat it, yes.
It's called the cookie episode.
Okay.
You remember when I don't know if we were doing video at the time. I had a donut and I was eating a bag of donuts.
Yes.
Anyway, that's me pointing to the...
I was like, what are you
That's me pointing right
at?
here. I'm pointing to the link.
Right here? Because I was like, do I have something above my head?
The cookie link, the
tink,
donut link.
Tink. Just kidding.
It's
Anyway.
cool because we know how it works, so I can say, hey, right here. Ding, 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 point here. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I was thinking about the donut episode and the cookie episode with my cracker episode. Now we have a cracker episode.
Okay. That was not where our white friends showed up, right?
That was great.
That
was good.
I'll be here all week.
To all of our white friends, we love you.
Yes, we do. More than we love crackers. Anyway, so today, this month is National Native American Heritage Month, and you can see my shirt here. It does say that because I'm talking about it, but as you can see, it messed up, and I'm not happy.
It looks good.
Thanks. I'm not happy with it. And I know it's orange and Halloween was this last month, but we're in fall, so you can literally wear orange for anything. And it just looks
cool.
great. Thanks.
Looks cool.
And your shirt, again, it's New Shirt Wednesday. If you hadn't been with us and you're just joining us, every Wednesday we try to wear a new shirt. Well, at least he does.
And all these shirts are available on our website.
What website? You always he always says, and you can get them for $39.99. No, that is not true.
$30, shipping and handling included. Just DM us, text message us.
Right, we'll take it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll send you.
Now tell us about your shirt.
Include your size.
Your size, yeah. Tell us about your shirt.
Today I am wearing the vintage shirt of Mr. Lozano, Paco Lozano, better known to my children as Paco. It's my dad.
Yeah. Since it's National Native American Month, we thought that we would. He had asked me and sent me a whole bunch of shirts, and he loves his heritage, and not that I don't love mine. And we've had a podcast on that too, by the way. And but I told him that instead of putting another Native American on his shirt, he should start off with his father, since his father was Native American as well.
Yeah, makes sense.
And this shirt actually truly shows how he was. Long hair. And you know what I thought was funny?
What?
Is when Macy saw the shirt and she says, Bobo!
Yeah, she thought it was me.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that was really cool.
A little scary,
Yeah.
but cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. I'm so glad that you're joining us while we talk about our heritage. It made me think about, again, going back to another podcast that we did on the reservation dogs and talking about, I know, we probably shouldn't tell everybody that we watched that show.
We watched that show. We watched that show and many other shows that we're not...
That are frowned upon?
No, that we're not promoting.
Okay.
We're not recommending.
Okay.
We're merely stating.
Okay.
We watch those shows.
Yeah. So... one of those shows that we watched, they were talking about Native Americans and about your family. So I was watching it because on one podcast I was like, right? Because that's what I haven't learned it yet, but it's the Lakota, or it can be it's aho, really, is really how they say that. And I just...
Ayo!
No.
That's kind of how that's where it comes from. Where people say, ayo, that's kind of where it came from.
Aho?
Aho. But they go, ayo. It's the, what do you call it?
I don't know.
What do they call that?
School us, because we don't know.
What is that called when you,
A grito?
no.
Ahoy! Yeah.
No, that's like, hi!
That one right there. See, I'm not
sorry.
good at that, y'all.
What is it called? When you take somebody's, culture appropriation.
Oh.
They kind of they kind of took it and made it their own, and so now people. Anyway.
Okay.
Keep going.
Anyway, so being that it is National Native American Heritage Month, many of you might say, I didn't know you guys were Native Americans. By the way, my hair is graying very quickly, and that is part of my heritage as well.
Gray hair heritage. You're from the gray hair tribe.
Yes, the gray hair tribe. And
The Silver Clan.
And what I think is funny and cool at the same time is many of you that watch this podcast, you may not look like you're Native American, but you have some form of Native American in you. Most I say this lightly, most white America is going to say I'm 1/16th. And you only need to be 1/16th to go to college for free. Let me not get on that soapbox again.
I'm 1/24 and a half
You're way more than
Native
that.
American.
Yeah. Anyway, so saying all that to say that this is a celebration for you as well, for your heritage, because you are part of that. And saying all that to say that I was watching that clip from the Res Dogs to try to figure out how to scream like that, and how to, say it, and I still couldn't get it. But one of the things that kept rising up in that was, what are you doing for your people, is really what he asked. He says, what are you doing for your people? And they say chipon all the time, and they're saying, what are you doing for your people? And it made me think about that. What are we doing for our people? Do you even know who your people are? Where do you come from? What is your heritage? And you can't ask us about DNA because we're not going to go get a DNA test. We're not going to get it done. It's just, we don't mind asking our grandparents and our parents, where did you come from? What's your family? And it's funny because that kind of goes with what I have been thinking about for the past month. Is I just told my husband the other day, I said, I need to spend more time with my grandmother. I need to go and visit her and find out about our family and, just listen.
Where we Mexicans come from?
I don't relate to the Mexican side. I already told you that.
Mexican.
I've said that many years.
She's disagreeing with you right now, but go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, she's like, ay, Mia, we're Mexican. Yeah, okay, but we're still Indian as well, and we still...
I'm breaking into your candy. Keep
yeah,
going.
I see that.
That's good, bro.
Eat your crackers.
I didn't
eat all
them.
your crackers.
I'm going to have to go get some more.
Y'all, this man...
I got the munchies,
taking
man.
my snack. Oh, I'm just kidding. He asked me, are we going to eat first? No, because you burp while we eat, or while we're talking. Anyway, so that was a squirrel. Anyway, so I just wanted to talk about, do you know who your people are? Do you know your ancestral? Do you know, how can you celebrate your people and do something for your people if you don't even know who your people are? You can say, well, I come from here, or I come from there, or I'm the one Sock Lozano clan, or the, what'd you say, the Silver Tribe, or, whatever it is. If you don't know who your people are, how do you know what to do for them if you don't know who your people are? And I think we've talked about this on another podcast, that type of thing. But it just made me be aware of the Native American, history and culture, and I want to know more. And I started thinking about the library. The library has the genealogy and type thing, and I don't know how far you can actually get without a DNA test and all of that.
Well, even with the DNA test, you really can't get that far. It just merely tells you that you have these particular ethnic groups or these ethnicities in your bloodline or in your DNA.
But to me, that's not heritage.
No,
we talked about heritage and culture before.
That's not
but that's
not what
not
that is.
it. Yeah, you need to go dig, and you need to find, and you need to dissect, and what's the word? What would you call it? R&D? Research and development.
More research than development, but research.
Yeah, that's true. I'm having to do a lot of research and development for the some of the side hustles that I do, or the jobs or businesses that I'm starting. And research and development is so long. You guys, why do you think they call Formula 409 that? Why that's their name? Because they didn't get it till the 409th try. Research and development is exactly that. So you can't get tired with your lineage. It kind of reminds me of the Bible. And Jacob, the son of, the son of, the son of, the son of, and begot, and begot, and begat, and begot.
Bible teacher, Sunday school. So their last name were Begots?
Yeah.
Okay, they were the Begots.
Yeah, there's... I never thought about that. That's like Betterman and the Crews.
I'm from the Begot.
We're the Bettermans.
I'm from the Begot clan.
Yeah. Because he begot and begot and begot. Yeah.
Well, the thing for me, when you talk about heritage and you think about what that looks like, so I have two perspectives.
Okay, tell me.
So the first perspective is, I can understand and relate in the sense of where Malcolm X, had shared earlier years, and many other different African Americans talked about how, being brought over from Africa on ships and stripped of their culture, stripped of their name, stripped of their heritage, and not knowing, like they literally were given the names of their slaves,
right?
Their masters, their slave masters, and so all of who they were was taken away. So it's like there's a point where it just stops, right? But a lot of people don't realize or discount the fact that that's literally what happened with the Native Americans. So when Native Americans were pulled off the reservations, they were given new names. They were given, and so they weren't allowed to understand their culture and their heritage. So even if you got on Ancestry.com, you're probably not going to find which tribe you came from.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to find who was the chief and of all the elders of the tribe that you were involved with, because that's not how we kept records. We didn't have written records. They weren't written records in the sense of write it down and go file your paperwork at the county.
Yeah.
Where European culture, that's what they, you can go back, the heir of the, the baron of so-and-so and the nobleman and all this, and so they being the Europeans, when they were colonizing Africa, when they colonized the Americas, and I say Americas because the Americas, the continents, not America, the United States. Okay. When they did that, it's hard you can say, well, because people ask me like, well, what tribe are you from? I'm like, you really want me to kind of like figure that out? Because of your folks, it's gonna be hard for me to trace back. It's going to be real difficult for me to go back and find out where exactly we're from. I mean, for all I know, we could be a Waco Indian, right? But you don't even have Waco Indians anymore. Like they were literally wiped off
Yeah.
the planet. Like
Yeah.
there's no existence of Waco Indians.
Yeah.
You know, you try to find that like
That's like the Redskins, the Washington Red football team.
the Washington
Come on
football
now.
team, right? So that's one perspective.
even
That's
go
one
there.
perspective that I have. You know, it's and you guys probably heard me say this before, but
We have.
it's hard. It's hard to distinguish that. You know, but we can embrace the culture that we have and that we know of.
Okay.
The other side of that is when you talk about, you know, what tribe are you from? What are you doing for your tribe? For me, my clan, my tribe, my culture, my people are my parents, my parents' family, cousins, aunts, and uncles. But now we're at a place where you and I we have our own family. So
Yeah.
what we instill to our kids, what we instill to our grandkids, what we teach them, we have to start from where we're at. I mean, like literally, we have to start.
Very good.
So for me, I'm more interested in instilling them spiritual beliefs. You know, I think that it's hard to. I can't walk away from the fact that I'm a follower of Christ. I can't walk away from the fact that I believe the scriptures. Like there's some things that are inherently that I've experienced and that I know that I'm not going to walk away because that's part of my culture now. Like that's part of who we are and what I believe. And so I can't make them believe that, but I can say, hey, this is what I believe. This is based off my experiences, based off of what I've seen. And so that's kind of a different take on the culture aspect. So those are my two views. It's like there's a spiritual culture where I've been I'm gonna get real churchy spiritual here. I've been brought from the darkness to the light, right? Went from lost to being saved, right? Now I'm found,
Yeah.
right? So there's truth to that. I mockingly say that, having fun, but there's a truth to that. So from an earthly perspective, it's my ethnicity, the culture from the natural perspective. But from a spiritual perspective, I'm not of this world. You know,
Yeah.
the world is not my home, and so I still embrace that. But while I'm here, I do also embrace the cultural things that I was brought up with, the things that we learned growing up, the things that I'm teaching my kids, or that taught our kids and our grandkids. You know, those types of things. So those are my two perspectives, and I think when you ask the question,
Who are your people and what are you doing for your people? That's because we've talked about everything you just said. Guys, and you're probably going, this sounds just like another podcast. And so you're thinking that might that might be a new podcast, but it's not. Honey, I will feed you. Can you not?
She said she gonna feed me.
Yeah, I understand you woke up hungry. Put all that stuff over there.
I was trying to eat that, but you told me not to. So now you gotta listen
this
to
is
this.
my replacement for coffee right now. Okay. Anyway, so I was just trying. It just made me think about it. What are you doing for your people, and how do you even know who your people are? Like he said, we're creating a new people or a new tribe in our own household, but we come from the tribe of the Mendozas. We come from the tribe of the Romo. We come from the tribe of the Lozanos. We come from the tribe of the, Salinas. And so you have to go back and figure out what your tribe or your people were doing as well, and what parts of those you're going to instill into your kids. But at the same time, what are you going to do for your people for saying thanks to them for raising you that way and doing that way? I know we talked about this at Grandparents' Day. We talked about it, but it just made me think of that, knowing that it's National Native American Heritage Month. Again, like I said, many of you don't even know it, and you're probably Native American at some place and somewhere. We're all mutts.
Right.
We all have...
You got some German in you, you got some Jewish in you.
Yeah.
Got some African American in you.
There you go.
Got some
I'm just
Asian
saying.
in you.
And should I not say mutt? I'm gonna.
Mutt. Yeah, because that's what they call dogs. Mutts. They got
It's a mixture. It's a mixture. How about that?
What do they call those?
Well, I don't know. It was Lady and the Tramp.
No.
I mean, so yeah, I don't know. In my day, I don't. Just kidding.
Well, I'm trying to think about.
I don't know.
The type of dogs that they have.
Breeds.
Yeah. What are some of the breeds they say?
A chipoodle, I don't know. They can come up with all kinds of names.
Keep going.
Okay. Anyway, so saying that to say that I just kept thinking about that, and it was funny that clip just talked about that for a minute. He's like, Chapon, what are you doing? You knucklehead, what are you doing for your people? You're sleeping your life away, and you're worried about today. You're not worried about tomorrow and the heritage and the future of your tribe, And that's what I'm looking at is what is the future of your tribe? What are you leaving for them? What is the legacy? What are you doing to help them build the legacy and for that legacy to be, what did you say the other day? Not shallow, but wide and
deep.
Deep. Not shallow all the way across, but deep rooted. And, and that's what we have to look at. What deep roots our family created for us, and what are we going to, what are we going to breed with that to come up with this new breed,
No, because, you're half-breeds.
Yeah.
So to me, I think when you look at that, it's very important because when you have families that come together, the husband is raised one way, one believes heritage, the wife is the same way, but the children are going to be raised completely different because both parents are bringing into the relationship, the parenting, the culture, all those things are different, right? And so I think it's even more interesting when you have parents that are not together, And so I think it's important that as you grow and develop, and as you have families and you have little ones and they're getting older, making those decisions like what do we want to instill to them? What do we want them to have or walk away with? When we're gone, like what are things that we want to make sure that they understand, things that they believe in, things that, what we brought to them, but like you were talking about.
Well, I'm talking about from the other side.
From the other side, from what
not that we want to instill in them, but what can we teach them so that they can give back?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So like when you go back to like you were talking about your grandparents, like having those conversations with your grandparents. So you're bringing that forward to yourself, but also being able to share those things with your family. We were eating dinner the other night with some friends, and one of the women that were there was talking about how she cooks for her kids every morning.
Oh, yeah.
Like she makes breakfast for them every morning. I'm like, man, give me your address. I'm coming over for breakfast.
Yeah.
Because, but those are some things that instill. Like I remember waking up at both grandparents' house. Man, my grandmas would be up early in the morning on Saturdays cooking it up. If you stayed there in the week and they were there, man, they'd cook it up. And that's what I remember. Now, when my grandkids, when they stay the night, they're going to get some Pop-Tarts and
no, you're going to go to the pancake house.
Or I'm going to go to the pancake house and order some food for them. We're like, let's go to the pancake house. So it's different. Like it looks different. But I think the question is like, what are you doing for your clan? What are you doing for your people? What are you doing for your tribe? I think it can expand wider than just family. But I think you have to understand. I think it's really important for us as individuals to understand whatever it is that we're doing. There's also what we're not doing. Because a lot of times I was sharing with some folks a couple of weeks ago, that ideas and dreams and what we want to do are literally those three things: what dreams, hopes, ideas of what we want to do or want to accomplish. It's literally it's like driving down the highway or driving down your road, your main street of wherever you live, and looking at billboards. They're just there unless you actively go after it. So like you're passing by and you're like, vacation, or I want to teach my kid about this, or I want to teach I want to leave this for my family. But unless you go and tackle that, they're literally just billboards of life. You're going through your life, and they're posting. You drive by those billboards, and they're just really good signs. They're like, man, I would like to do that, But unless you get to that place where you're like, you know what, I want to have these conversations with my aunts. I want to have these conversations with my uncles. I want to have these conversations with my grandmothers, my grandfathers. One of the things that that we do on our Salinas side of the family is, man, they do a hog kill like every year. They do a hog kill, and it's literally about bringing the family together and teaching them everything that my grandfather, and grandmother were doing with their kids. And so now the aunts and uncles are older. So now we're doing it with the nieces and nephews. And the nieces and nephews are now older. So now they're taking a lot of the responsibility in doing that. And so for me, it's cool to bring my family, over and let them experience that, let my kids experience it. They're older now, and so, my son, one of my sons is like, I want to take my boys over there. My other son is like, I ain't trying to go. But I'm not mad, but it's part of that experience and that heritage, that you're talking about. And so when you think about what are you doing for your people, I think it's this the deep part. I think it's more than holding up picket signs and trying to push what you're trying to push on the outside, and it's more inward with your family. Like, what are your core values? What is it? What do we believe as a family?
Yeah.
What do we believe spiritually as a family? What do we believe about this? And so I think that with the depthness of it, I think that's a really good question. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing for your people?
Yeah. But do you even know who your people are? You said it best. It may not be a tribe that you came from. It may not be, because I know people that just have them. We met somebody. Remember that? Last month we met somebody who didn't have anybody. He said he had a brother that was in another city or something, but he didn't have a mama or dad or any uncles or anything like that. And he had one brother and they didn't talk. And I thought to myself, well, who are your people? And he was just sitting there and intrigued with the things we were talking about and the, things we had done with our kids and our family and taught and learned. And he was just like, wow.
Yeah, because not everybody has it. Going back to what I was saying, is like, sometimes you don't have that. And I think it's important, if you don't, that you have to begin to establish that.
Yeah.
And connect with those individuals that may not be biologically your family.
Right.
But they have the same values. They have the same core beliefs, and that can be your tribe. That can be the people that you connect with.
Yeah.
I think, but you have to know you have to figure out who it is that where you come from, who you are, and where you want to go.
There you go. That's it right there. Look, you just summed it up.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's the takeaway. All right. So anyway, celebrate your heritage. But again, it's funny because we just celebrated Hispanic heritage, and now we're celebrating the other side of it, which is our national.
Too many holidays.
Hey,
man.
I can't help it. We're mutts. So we're going to celebrate the Hanukkah. We're going to celebrate, Kwanzaa. We're going to celebrate it all. So there we go. Anyway, shout out to all of you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following. And thank you for never giving up on us. Never give up and never surrender.
Yeah. And we're pushing towards 200.
Yay!
Man, we're super excited about that.
All right. And we'll see you guys next week. We're going to go clean up this mess and get all the crumbs off you and go feed him. All right. Love you guys. See y'all next week. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Riverside Weekly. Download the Riverside Waco app to stay connected and follow us on all social media sites at the Riverside Waco. This podcast is made possible by the givers of Riverside Community Church. Production and engineering provided by Capital G and RTV in Waco, Texas.